Blade in a paragraph. I'd like your opinion on something. My father and my older brother aren't working currently, just making poor life choices. And I'm supporting them, but it's straining me mentally and financially. Would you continue to support them, or should I try to focus on my own life and being successful? It's a huge weight on my shoulders, and I just thought you seem like a good person to ask for advice. I'm going to tell you a story. Yes, I can help you with this. There was once a farmer who had the ability to listen to animals. And he could talk to the animals, and he could hear what they had to say. So, he listened out in the barnyard one night. Let's crank this down just a little bit. I want to turn this. I'm going to tell the story. And there was a donkey, and there was a yak. And the yak was strapped to the plow. And what the yak would do every day, all day, was it would pull the plow through the farm. It would pull it through, and it would basically build little routes for them to plant seed in and things like that. Yet the donkey, its job as an animal, would be carry the master, right, the master on the farm, around and pretty much have an easy life. So the donkey would have like the easier load of work versus the yak. And so the yak was tired, but he was strong, and the donkey kind of felt for the yak and said, you know, here's what you do. Here's what you do. Just go ahead and lie down. And the master, when he sees you, he'll say, oh, I guess the yak is sick. You can't pull the plow, and you'll be able to get a day of rest. And the yak said, okay, you know, I'm going to go ahead and try that. And of course, the farmer hears this the whole time. So the next day, the yak lays down and bellows and moans and does his little yak cries and things like that. And the master says, well, I guess the yak can't do that, can it? It can't pull the plow. So instead, the yak did get a day off. It stayed there in the mud. They didn't pull on it. You know, they thought it was sick. But then he put the yoke, the heavy yoke, on the back of the donkey, and the donkey had to pull the plow. And the donkey worked all day, 12 hours, making little rows for plants and things like that. And at the end of the day, right, the yak was so grateful, saying, thank you, donkey. Thank you. You gave me the best day off I've had in such a long time. I feel great, my friend. I appreciate it. But the donkey was bitter. He felt remorse for ever helping the yak, and, you know, he said, you know, you're a lazy fellow, and you deserve to be in pain, and you deserve to pull this for forever. And the friendship was destroyed, unfortunately, between the yak and the donkey, because when the donkey helped the yak, he took on the yak's burdens onto himself. So what you need to do is find a way to help your family without putting their burdens onto you financially and mentally. Now that is a good scenario for friends, for coworkers, for roommates. When it comes down to your family, you might want to then re-look at it. You know, that's a good scenario for just gaining wisdom and being mature and having understanding in the situation so that these things don't bury you. But there's an added element that wasn't in the whole donkey yak scenario, where this is your family we're talking about. And families do kind of need to carry the burdens of each other, because you gotta have a shoulder to lean on. Especially if it's your dad, you know. He's done, I imagine, I have no idea, of course, but moms and dads go through an unbelievable amount of burdens just to keep us alive and raise us. We're crying for the first 2 years of our lives. They don't sleep, you know. So, like my parents, if they ever become, you know, invalids in a sense, where they're alive but a giant expense and drain, I'll work for the rest of my life if I have to work every day all day and can't afford anything to make sure they're fine, because they're my parents and they raised me and I love them so much. I would, for the rest of my life, it's fine. I would just work if that's what I had to do in order to keep them going, because they're my family. So in that one sense, it's kind of outside of the story. So weigh it. What you can do though is help them dig themselves out. And let's bring it back to Batman, right? Let's go ahead and reference some game comic type of things. Why do we fall, Bruce? You know, so we can learn to pick ourselves back up. See, life is a roller coaster, of course. We all know this. I'm not telling you anything new. But it's also a series of seasons. Okay, you're gonna have your seasons of success. You're gonna have some horrible, horrible pitfalls. And there's trouble ahead of all of us, and we're gonna have to deal with it because it'll make us stronger to learn how to. And you know, your dad and your brother are gonna have to go through this, and maybe they're both going through it right now. Shadow V Face, welcome to the stream. So, a pretty good short book. You could even read it to them, you know, they might find it obnoxious, but you could read this. It's called Life is Tremendous. I think it's good. It's a good book. It's very short. It's written by Charlie Tremendous Jones, who was like almost a professional pessimist for his entire life until he discovered a couple cool things, which he talks about in the book, and it changed everything about him. Became an extreme success, made it to the millionaire status after like being a disgruntled, laid-off worker over and over again, drunk for like 50 years of his life. So he wrote this awesome little short book. So Life is Tremendous. I don't think I've recommended it on stream, but it hasn't quite fit the scenario before. So that's what I'd say, man. Hopefully that helps. And Creepy says, one of the most, oh geez, most famous moments is the Battle of York Drifts. Okay, so you're talking about the Welsh thing. That's a really good story. Poor donkey. Yeah, that story is out of The Richest Man in Babylon. Now that's a book that I've recommended a lot. And have also, it's in the profile and things like that. I like Lazy Donkey. Just lazy. It's important though. You want to help people without taking their burdens on, you know? For instance, like I help you guys, for the most part sometimes. But also, it's not really, I'm not a streamer at that level, you know? But I do get messages a lot in my emails, and in my Twitter, and in YouTube comments, and even Twitch, things like that. And sometimes they're like, hey, you know, great stream, or what do you think about this? And I love answering it, it's fine. But occasionally, it's like 5-page email. And there's no way I could get 100 of those a day and do that without imposing on my own sense of like staying alive and well-being, you know. I don't want my entire life to become a shrink. It won't. So I'll help you guys and give you like shotgun advice of how I've lived and have fun streaming, but at the same time I won't be the guy taking on other people's burdens like, oh, let's work through this problem all day every day. Self-sacrifice isn't always really noble. Self-investment is noble, you know. You should pity the person, the mom that says, oh, I give up my life for my kids, you know. Then it always causes some level of latent resentment and things like that. I learned that from Jim Rohn. It's like, it's not always about self-sacrifice. Self-investment is noble. Instead of, you know, take care of me and I'll take care of you. It's more like, I'll take care of me for you. If you please just take care of you for me. So, yeah, try not to accept the burdens of other people while also helping them. It's a pretty tough challenge. Donkey was upset. He had one day of hard work. It is kind of funny. But stuff like that, right, the donkey, you know, reacted unnecessarily. But when you take on the burdens of other people, you know, it instantly causes that kind of resentment. It's like, why do I have to deal with this when it's your problem? When it shouldn't always. So, alright, so we're almost there. I always get killed on this bridge on more populated servers, so hopefully we're okay. As a Sork, I don't think I can do anything good. Don't you think that fat farmer was right? Yeah, right? Should have distracted the farmer. Would have settled that real fast. Thanks for that, man. Opened my eyes a bit. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. I think I see where this is going. I'm stopping here. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Alright, so now back to the grind. But yeah, you can see how long of a walk this is. I had time to tell 2 random stories. Alright. So, I mean, if we die here, it's like 10 minutes to get back. So, first death and this is over. Which is why I don't prefer this grind. I didn't even think it was the best one right now, but it might be. It might be okay. Good story. Sort of doing the same for my mom and dad. Okay. I've been able to afford a new car since they were first married nearly 40 years ago. Oh man, so when I was able to purchase them both new vehicles. That's awesome, man. How cool is that? Good job, dude. It's such a blessing. My parents deserve the world for giving me such a blessed life. They gave a lot for me. Steel, that is touching, dude. That's cool. If I was a girl, I'd cry right now. Thankfully, I'm not. And wouldn't cry for that. Anyway, that's sweet, dude. It's really cool. Yeah, I think that's the kind of relationship, you know, we should strive to have with family. Alright, so nobody stream snipe me. I'm gonna totally get stream snipe. I'm screwed here. So, yeah, we gotta see if this works, man. Soak up all the XP as soon as we can, and then get killed soon. It'll happen. Where are you? Over here. Follow the bear! Follow the bear. Yeah, we should stay together. So, Phil Crate, are you really a noob? I can't really imagine that. You're in every stream. You're always talking. You're in my stream. Actually, I guess, when did you follow my stream? Only a couple weeks ago, right? Crying right now. Yeah, sure you are. Oh, God. Your troll side is crying. Man, if only this guy wasn't cool, I would destroy his life right now. I'd get permabanned. I was going for 9 permabans, and he had to ruin it by having a good day. Dang it! I believe you are crying, but for different reasons. Nightblade, keep up the good work. Nightblade. Yep, I'll get on that class later. That's what you mean, right? No, I know what you mean. Alright, Sword, take care, dude. Thanks for being here with us today. It was awesome. It was awesome. And the night is young. I've got a lot of V's to get, right? Can't just stop at 9. 7 more. Wow, that is a decent amount. Alright, while we're falling here... Oh, you know what? Actually, I can't grab Archer right now. If this grind stabilizes, I'll grab Archer and we'll see if he'll stay with us. Archer is my pet squirrel, by the way. You guys just tuned in. So yeah, fall in the hole, by the way. Just fall right in there. It's fine. Hey, in fact, let's stream. You'll get better at these sound bites, but I'll help you with this one.
I can land this.
See, there it is. Yeah, family is what the world needs right now. Better morals, better quality of life for all people. Everyone needs to pay it forward. Silly donkey. Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. Archer! Archer is love. Archer is life. If there's PvP, then I can't do it, but yeah, we'll try to stabilize him here. Guess what is not here? Oh, I know. All of those things that we want to kill. Ah, we're gonna die. Alright, we're gonna die. I'll tell him. Don't permaban me. I like your storytelling abilities. Thanks, man. Yeah, I do hear that. Earlier I was telling a story about how I smuggled hermit crabs out of Hawaii. That was a good one. Blade, you're going to drive Mono Retro crazy with a double dose of Archer.